Hello! Alright, today I'm going to show you the inside of my car and just kind of some things that we did to it, and we'll just hop on inside and check it out. This is the inside of the car. We tried to keep it pretty original and just update or clean what needed to be. These are the original door panels. We cleaned them up and then we took them off, and from the back you can replace the elastic. So we put new elastic in these little pockets, but they cleaned up really well, and that's all the original hardware. And then the windows, we eventually are going to have to replace rubber around the windows, but that can be pretty costly trying to replace all the rubber on the car, so we're kind of doing it step by step. And then we're missing these little pieces, and I haven't been able to find just the piece that goes on here. I've only been able to find the entire little arm, so we're keeping an eye out for that. If you don't have a bug, one thing you may not know is how these back windows roll down. It's really neat. So I'll roll it down and show you. They roll down at this angle and disappear in the car. So instead of just rolling straight down like most windows, they roll down at this angle. Cute, huh? These are the original sun visors, and they're yellowed quite a bit. They're not quite the white they would have originally been, and they're in pretty good condition. This one has a mirror, the driver's side does not. But for the age of the car, and especially being a convertible, they're in as good a condition as you could expect. The seats inside the car are original. They're the original vinyl, like what you see here in the back seat. But with the top down, they get so hot. So I got these seat covers at Walmart, and I'll put a link on the blog to the covers. The seats are in really good condition, so this will also just help keep them in great condition while the top is down, and just keep them from the sun doing anything else to them. So we've got the back bench seat, and I've got the car seat for my daughter. And then telling you about the storage compartment and the exterior tour, and so it's down in there. It's a big space, but it's kind of hard to see it with the top down. So with the top up, you can see the headliner of the convertible, and it's white. It's really pretty. I'm just so excited because we did the top ourselves. Oh, and there's a little bug that flew in while I had the door open. And it was a lot of work, the top was, and so it's just like seeing the fruits of your labor, and I don't know, I'm just so proud of it, and I just think it's so pretty. I'm going to show you the storage compartment with the top up, because when the top's down, even though you can see it, it's partly covered, so this will show you a little bit better. It's really roomy. I've heard stories of families that had these cars in the 60s and 70s when these cars were new, that their children would sit back here. It gave them a little bit more room, especially if they had more kids than two, because that's really what comfortably fits in the back seat. And they could sit back here, which now is not allowed, but you can understand why it would be a lot of fun. And you could lay down, it is really roomy. And we carpeted all of that. Here's the dash of the car. So got the speedometer, and then here it tells you the fuel gauge and the mileage, and then down here's the blinker, and then check the oil and the engine, and really that's it. There's not a lot of dials and gauges. It's pretty simple. I've got the blinkers here for the signaling, and then this big thing is the horn, which this is turned upside down right now, and so you'll just press this, which it only works when the car is turned on, to honk the horn. And then I've got my cotton candy air freshener. One thing about this Beetle, whenever I fill the gas tank up all the way to full, it can sometimes make the inside smell like gas. So I have this to kind of help, and cotton candy is my fave. Here's the key. This is the original key. It's the only one we have. So that's original to the car. And then these are the speakers. And here we have the Windshield Wipers, and to turn it on, you just turn it, and it has 2 speeds. Both are pretty slow. This is the lights, and that just pulls out, and then you turn it to adjust how bright the lights are inside the car on the dash. Here is the radio, and it kind of works, but the thing is, it's an AM only radio, so it doesn't even have FM. So I don't really use it because there's not a whole lot that comes in to begin with because of the age of the stereo, but also there's just not a lot on AM that I've found yet. But this is where you turn it on and then adjust the volume. Here you would tune to the station that you want, and then presets. And then this is the fresh air control. So basically it's going to come up where the defrost comes up if you want some air to come in from the outside. Emergency lights, they pull. And then this is going to tell you your shifting pattern, but it's also the ashtray. And the funny thing is, there's not a cigarette lighter, which I have never seen on a car this age, especially with it having an ashtray. There was no cigarette lighter, so we thought that was kind of weird. Because there's no cigarette lighter, my dad installed one basically just so that I could charge my phone. So it's got this little plastic piece that comes off. This is supposed to stay on. Oops. And then I picked this up at Walmart for $4 or $5. It's really small. I wanted something small so it'd be easy to store. And then that would plug in, and it would only work when the car's turned on. And then I can charge my phone that way. Even though it's only an AM radio, we decided to not alter the dash at all to keep it completely original. So we didn't want to take this out and put in. You can order like ones that look, they're reproduction ones that look original, but they've got FM radio, they've got CD players. But we just, I don't know, I didn't want to change the integrity of the fact that this was in such good condition. So I bought a little Bluetooth speaker that can link to my phone, and I'll have a picture of that up on the blog. But I don't know, I was just so happy with the way that it looked. And now with technology, you can do everything by Bluetooth, so there wasn't really a need to take this out and put in a CD player. On the exterior tour, you would have already seen the glove box when I opened the front trunk. But in here, I've just got, I've got kind of silly things like antibacterial and then sunscreen for when the top's down if I forget to put sunscreen on me or my daughter. A map, because, you know, I don't know, I have a smartphone, but you always need a map. And then insurance papers, I've got my sunglasses, and then here's the lever that you pull down to get into the front trunk compartment. And we actually had to put in a new box. This is original, but there was a hole, and so all that box back there is new. Which you can't really see, but this is all new. Down under the glove box, this little lever, you pull that, and that opens the gas cap, which is on the passenger side. And then here's the carpet. These are just some cheap plastic floor mats. I didn't want the new carpet getting messed up, and so I just bought some. We picked up the cheapest floor mats we could find at Walmart, just to protect the carpet. And it's dirty, see, and this is for me getting in and out. But of course, gas, brake, clutch. These are all original pads to the car. All the pedals were sandblasted to clean them up a little bit, but then I didn't want to paint it. I just kind of liked them the way they were. So here's the Gearshift. This is not the original one. We have the original, but it was quite a bit shorter, and I kind of had to like lean forward and kind of lean on my side to shift. So we put this one in because I didn't want to modify the existing one. I wanted to be able to keep it and put it back in the car if we wanted it. So this is one that we modified to make it a little taller because I have short arms. But of course you'll see it's just standard first, second, third, fourth. And then to go into reverse, you push down and then over and then back. The thing about reverse is that it comes out of reverse, so whenever you are backing up, you have to hold down the position. You can't let go of the shifter. We found that it pops out of gear when you're backing up. In between the seats behind the shifter is the emergency brake, and then these two knobs control the heat. And then this is original, but it had two screws sticking out, and so these are pieces that came just in a box of stuff when we bought the car, extra pieces. So we just use these to cover the screws. So, you know, this isn't original, but you just kind of modify it to what you need.